Hello to all. My name is B. Rajanarasimhan. I'm here to present to you the work on image-based Android malware detection models using static and dynamic features. The co-authors of this paper are Hemant Rathur, Sanjay K. Sahe, Mohit Sevak. So first, let's start with introduction. What is malware? Malware is any program written with malicious intent to cause damage to a device or gain access to data stored on the device. The term malware comes from malicious software. The malware is written to compromise computer/smart devices, steal confidential information, send spam email, bring down servers, cripple infrastructure, etc. The different types of malware are Trojan, spyware, hardware, rootkits, etc. Malware is a high profit driven industry and it is projected to be worth about $10.5 billion by 2025. There is currently a duopoly of mobile operating systems with Android having significantly more market share, around 86%. Previously, there used to be BlackBerry 10 and Windows Smartphone, etc. The global rise in smartphone usage and smartphone becoming primary device for most users to perform tasks like banking transaction, accessing social media, storing personal information like profiles, contacts, photographs, etc. And this makes smartphone very popular with malware creators and distributors. There are currently more than 30 million Android malware according to a report by AV Atlas. So let's look on some of the old techniques. So one of the techniques I'll be showing here is the signature-based detection. So signature-based detection uses a unique digital footprint of a particular software slash application to detect malware, and these are manually generated and maintained. This process has a huge gap in detecting malware, as on average it takes around 2 months for an antivirus software to detect it, and after malware's release, and around tenth of the malware remain undetected even after 6 months. This method can't distinguish between malwares with very similar signature. Thus, detecting one won't detect the other. Due to the shortcomings of these techniques, there has been a rise in use of AI for malware detection. Why AI? AI models can continuously learn slash train on the malware and benign samples, can model itself to distinguish them. Thus, if the model is trained on a certain kind of malware, then malware with similar behavior can be detected. AI techniques are also highly scalable, less time consuming compared to the signature based technique. Now let's move on to a proposed framework. So this is the flowchart of a proposed framework, and this can be explained as follows. The first step is collecting benign malware Android application from various sources. We use benchmark Debian dataset for malware sample. Furthermore, the benign samples were downloaded from Google Play Store. The second step is extracting features from Android application for construction of the image-based malware detection model. We extracted three static features: intent, opcode, permission, and this was done using APK tool, and three dynamic features, which was derived from system call, which are unigram, bigram, and trigram. This was done using a Cuckoo sandbox and Wirebit. The third step is converting feature vectors into images for classification. We rescale static features into images of size 32 into 32 and dynamic features into images of size 224 into 224. The fourth step is using different computer vision algorithms to construct effective malware detection model. We built custom CNN model called MalCNN for small images and use MobileNet V2 for large images. We use individual features as well as combination of different static features and dynamic features to improve the detection model's performance. The fifth and final step is to validate and compare the performance of different image-based malware detection models. We use performance metrics, namely accuracy, AUC, precision, recall, and F1 score to compare the performance of different detection models. So let's move on to our experimental setup. So we used around 5,560 malicious applications and 5,721 benign Android applications for this classification. Static analysis. For static analysis, what we did was we extracted features by passing through a code without executing it. Each application is disassembled using APK tool, which will generate various files. These files, such as Android manifest.xml, classes.dex, resources.arsc, are generated. Then a parser scan runs through each file to extract various permission, intent, and opcodes which are used by Android application. This information is then populated in the feature vector, and the process is repeated for all Android applications, malware and benign, including available in the dataset. For dynamic analysis, this was done by performing an execution of this application for 5 minutes in Cuckoo Sandbox. Application executes various system calls, and these calls are logged by custom logger and stored in the file. Then parser scans runs to each file to perform 1 gram, 2 gram, and 3 gram analysis to extract unigram, bigram, and trigram features. Now let's talk about machine configuration. All experiments involving static features like image reconstruction, training, and testing deep learning models were done in Windows 10 platform. The machine had an Intel i5 8250 CPU, 8 GB RAM, 512 SSD, and an NVIDIA MX150 graphics card with CUDA enabled. All experiments involving dynamic features were performed on Google Colab with CUDA enabled. The reason why we use two separate environments is as follows. The number of attributes in dynamic feature vectors was much higher than static ones. Thus, the images found were scaled to 224 into 224 size, as they could be trained in MobileNet v2 with pre-trained as false. Also, the local machine's GPU could not handle massive networks like MobileNet v2. Thus, we had to use Google Colab with CUDA enabled. We used PyTorch framework for all our experiments. The evaluation metrics used by us to evaluate the performance of the model are as follows. We used accuracy, precision, recall, F1, and AUC ROC. So let's move on to our experimental result. For static, we first developed the malware detection model using individual features, intent, opcode, and permission. Then we combine the feature, taking two at a time, like intent opcode, opcode permission, permission and intent. And finally, combine all three features at once. The above models are trained, validated, tested on 60%, 20%, and 20% of data, respectively. Basically, 6:2:2 ratio. The table shown on the slide shows the performance of image-based malware detection model constructed using different static features. If accuracy, F1, and ROC are considered, then the following pattern are observed. The combination of three static features gave higher accuracy than using any two features, and this is followed by using individual features separately. This table shown in the slide shows the experimental result while using dynamic features. The number of attributes in each dynamic feature was very high as compared to static features, as mentioned before. Thus, for construction of image-based malware detection model using dynamic features, all feature vectors were first converted into image size of 224 into 224. The table shown in the slide shows the performance of image-based Android malware detection models constructed using three different dynamic features. For dynamic feature, we couldn't identify any particular pattern as compared to static feature. The reasons for using different models. As mentioned, the static features as combination of static feature had much less attributes as compared to dynamic feature. Thus, they can be made into image of size 32 into 32 and a custom malCNN could be used. The dynamic feature have much bigger attributes as compared to static feature. And thus, they are made into image of size 224 into 224 and MobileNet v2 is used for training. Now let's move on to our conclusion. The paper proposed an image-based Android malware detection system using deep learning models. We used more than 10,000 Android applications and performed a static and dynamic analysis. Then the corresponding static feature, which are intent, code, and permission, and dynamic features were extracted from the above analysis. These features are then mapped to representative images to construct image-based malware detection models. The custom designed CNN model, MAL-CNN, achieved accuracy of range 95% to 99% when training using individual static feature. The highest accuracy of 99.56% is achieved when all three static features are combined. On the other hand, MobileNet V2 base models trained on individual dynamic features were able to accomplish more than 99.5% accuracy. Thus, we conclude that image representation of static and dynamic features from Android application can be accurately used to predict malicious application with high accuracy. In the future, we are planning to explore the adversarial robustness and the explainability of image-based malware detection model. Thank you all for listening. If there is any queries, please drop me an email at f2018-0428@goa.bits-pilani.ac.in. Once again, thank you all for listening. Take care, stay safe. Bye-bye.